feet tucked in while your family weeps.
Yeah.
I gets the money.
Steady
I
West.
gets the money. I gets the money.
What?
I gets the money. I gets the money. I gets the money.
Shot back doing 100 in the hardest way.
Fam is on this.
Me and all my real ones that I started with. Only enough room in here for what I started with. Yeah, for what I started with.
Yeah, it's showtime, baby. Going straight to the money. Can't slow down, baby. Whole crew fly. All we see is dollar signs. And it's another connect on the other line. Most millionaires got 7 ways of income. I'm trying to be a billionaire, need 14 ways of income. Feed the family, hood, and then some. Rolling through the city with the top back. And I dare money, they ain't trying to stop that. I told them fuck rap, we about to celebrate. Get double land. The dream that I had started in my hand and was created with my hands. Obama said I can, so fuck it, I'ma live it. It's dough ringing at the door, so fuck it, I'ma get it. Automatic shifted, and I'm bringing all my real homies with me.
Yeah.
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
What?
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
Shot back doing 100 in the hardest way. Me and all my real ones that I started with. Only enough room in here for what I started with. Yeah, for what I started with. First off, my music banging, so they acting fake. But I'ma keep doing me, cause I'm about to get paid. 3 hoes balling on my back, that's Dwayne Wade. I got 100s, got 50s, I don't carry change. Ain't it funny, money got them acting like slaves. And goddamn, it's hella funny how I'm self-made. But it was only real niggas around the whole way. Around the whole way, yeah, around the whole way. And I was trying to do it like them OGs did it. I'm way ahead of my living, the way I'm switching these women, the way I'm handling business. How you can't get a ticket, back then y'all was tripping. That was all your decision. Bad bitch in my ear. Oh yeah, she hit me up because she knowing it's my year. She never hit me up when I was down, now I'm here. A little bottle of Ciroc cause I ain't into drinking beer. Haters in my future, so I'm trying to steer clear. Late nights in the hills, me and Brandon switching gears. Blunt rolled up, bitches hopping in the whip cause they see the way we ball and they want a part of it. Only enough room in here for what I started with. I gotta put my niggas on, yep, that's the heart of this. And that's the real because we gotta eat regardless, bitch. Top back doing 100, nigga, in the hardest whip. Oh yeah, bitch.
I gets the money.
I gets the money. I gets the money. I gets the money. Hey, I gets the money. I gets the money. I gets the money. What's up? Yeah. What's up? From Spain. Appreciate it. P to the S. What's up? What's up? What's up? Appreciate you from Spain. Checking in. What's up, Auntie Leah in the building? We worldwide, huh? I guess. What's up? Coming in from Spain. This is the homegirl.
I gets the money. I gets the money. I gets
Sugar
the
Ray.
money. I gets the money. I gets
Straight out
the
of
money.
Watts, California.
Shot back doing 100 in the hardest way. Me and all my real ones that I started with. Only enough room in here for what I started with. Yeah, for what I started with.
Yeah, y'all gotta go check her out. Sugar Ray, SHUGARAE. RAE, Sugar Ray, like, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard. That's the homegirl. She got a dope point with Oh No from, you know, Madlib's little bro. You know what I'm saying? Real hip hop, dope. You know what I'm saying? That's the homegirl. Yeah, y'all, let me get started. What's up? Should I cam up? I don't know. I'm going to see if I'm going to cam up or not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. All right, let me see who's all in the building. I appreciate everybody who fell through. First off, Hayward Sanders, you left something early. Appreciate it. What's up, Myrna? What up, Auntie Leah? What's up? Lawrence speaks up. Okay, appreciate it. And of course, Pat Blair, always coming through. Appreciate you. You want to? Okay, yeah, we got you. Don't even trip. We got it. We got you. We got you. Myrna again. Lee Hop, what's up? Margie, what's good? And I've never seen you around, but appreciate you. T to the S from Spain. That's what it do. Oh man, you up north? You are in Washington State. Yeah, I know it's cold. I know it's cold. It's a little bit of a cold snap on the West Coast right now. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I guess it's gonna warm up a little bit. Okay, dude. No. People, what is going on? Okay, I'm not reading a lot of this stuff because it's just like, what part of the game? What's up, Akshaya? Appreciate you. You fell through last time. We know what it is. We appreciate you. Yeah, y'all. Always falling through. Appreciate you as well, Young Jay. And let me get started. What's up? Oh, what up? Sick. Gray line in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We got a lot of people in the building, y'all. I'm gonna come up. I guess I'll cam up. It's only right. Y'all showed up. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up, even though you know I got a face for radio. What up? All right, y'all. Look, this is what we're doing today. I'm gonna just get right to it. Oh, y'all 8 inches of snow in Michigan. Oh man, it's unfortunate. It's cold, but it ain't that cold, man. Cold. I'm gonna do this too. If y'all want to come up, anybody wants to pop up and ask a question, you can. Where's my link? Where? Hold on. Is this it? Yep, there it is. Boom. All right, I put that in the chat. If anybody wants to pop up, come on up. We're gonna get into it. I think what we got to do though is just straight up say what this is. This is Set in the West. I'm Wolfgang Amadeus, and this is pretty much what we talk about. Hip hop, right? That's just what we do. We do hip hop. Hip hop is higher infinite power healing our people. So you take that for what you want. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna bring a little bit of perspective, at least from my end, of current things that are going on in the world. So right now, everybody's talking about the Diddy doc. Everybody's talking about the Diddy documentary. And I said it before, like, don't even waste your time. I wouldn't even waste my time watching it. If you've seen other documentaries about Diddy, you've seen this one. There's only a few little added stuff, and in all honesty, it's gonna piss you off if you are true to the culture. Diddy, it looks like a total monster in this project, right? And 50 Cent, everybody's mad at 50 for being the EP for this, executive producer for this, even though he wasn't there constructing it, putting it piece to piece together, blah blah blah, but he oversaw, or basically what he put his name on it. He put his name on it. But I still want to talk about this brotherhood and sisterhood, but brotherhood that goes on in the entertainment industry, y'all, especially the music industry. I've witnessed it myself. Shout out to one of my OGs who laced me up with a lot of information. Dude was straight up a Rosicrucian. For those who don't know what a Rosicrucian is, it's like, you know, like it's an esoteric sect of how do you define a Rosicrucian? Because when he was breaking it all down to me, I was just like, oh, you know, oh, so you're like you're like a Mason. And he's like, no. He's like, he basically, it's it's esoteric. It's mythical, a mythical part of, I guess, taking elements of Christianity and the Kabbalah and alchemy. He's one of the first ones that told me about like music. I was gonna play that song. I got a song that I produced with Razcast. I produced it for Black Diamond called Music and Magic. We're actually doing a documentary on that, about in the early 50s how they mutated the natural resonance of the music sound, which was 432 kilohertz, and they moved it up to 440, and I threw a whole lot of stuff up. He's one of the first ones to really tell me about all that. And you know, he's, like I said, he's the one that kind of told me a lot about all this stuff that goes on in the music industry. And I don't say everything that because I wasn't there, but he played for some really significant people in the entertainment industry. And yeah, like it's wow. He put me on to a lot of information. He just really got had my mind moving. So I just did all my research. But yeah, there is an oath. There's an oath that a lot of people in the entertainment industry. Okay, and let me say, when I say oath, because he's a Rosicrucian, or he was, well, yeah, he's still a Rosicrucian. Or like he didn't like have to, you know, take a oath of this, like it ain't like that. The oath is pretty much it's unspoken. It's kind of hard to say or explain, but it's unspoken. It's not something that it's like, okay, yeah, you know, you're gonna do this, you're gonna blah blah blah. No. It's unspoken, and it is it an oath of silence? It's somewhat an oath of silence. Now, it's symbolic. That's the main thing you really got to understand. It's symbolic. It's not literal. So it's not like, okay, I'm going to take an oath and woo. Do y'all know what an oath is? The oath is not, like I said, not an actual written oath or anything like that you see like in a fraternity, or if you are the Hippocratic oath. You know, doctors, they have to, I guess, take the Hippocratic oath, meaning, you know, they're not going to do any harm, they're going to hurt anybody, yada yada yada. This concept of the oath, but though talking about within the entertainment industry, specifically the music industry, it's a concept based on real industry dynamics. It's also, you know, based on rumors and secrecy, and pretty much, you know, it's how things are ran and function behind the scenes. I remember back in the day, there was a documentary called Damn Shame. Yeah. There was a documentary called Damn Shame. If you remember the DVD days back in the day, where you would get like a DVD and they'd be like, oh, you got to check out this DVD. And it wasn't like nothing crazy. It would just be more or less about like conspiratorial type stuff. People used to pass around DVDs all the time. There was a DVD called Damn Shame. And in the DVD, guy, this was pre-YouTube. So the guy basically did like a 2-hour DVD talking about all the crazy stuff that was going on in the music industry. He was calling people all kind of names. He was saying, you know, he wasn't like, it was just his voice. It was voiceover. And he was going in. One thing that stuck out to me was, and this was before Prince passed, he mentioned Prince doing a live show before 9/11 and going on stage and doing something like Osama bin Laden's about to drop the bombs or something like that. That was his chant at the end. He's like, I'm gonna wrap this show up, and he's like, we got to get back to America. He's like, yeah, we got to get back to America. Come on, y'all. And he told his band, yeah, they start playing. He was saying, I'm being loud, about to drop bombs. Like, he was like, yeah, because Prince knew. And that made me go, oh, damn. And this was right years after 9/11. But Prince performed that before 9/11, documented and all that. It's like, oh, so that piqued my interest. I said, wow. But yeah, there used to be these DVDs that would go around. They'll just hip you to all kind of information. And then when you're in a barbershop, especially in LA, the barbershops is where you get all the information. You could get a lot of information. Now, a lot of times the secondhand knowledge is not like firsthand. I have firsthand knowledge of things I've seen in the industry as well. Like, I ain't gonna say who. Like, I ain't seen nothing crazy. Let me say it like that. I've heard crazy, but I ain't seen nothing crazy. I used to do security as a kid. Straight up, I did security for a club. And this kind of could tie into the Biggie stuff, because if you're from LA, I think there was a company called Totally Secure. Shout out to them. I remember how I got the job, but that's the first time I met Dr. Funkenstein. Rest in peace. I was working at Totally Secure and he was my boss. The first time I met one of the Wu members was at Prince's club. This had to have been 98. Prince had a club called Glam Slam in downtown LA. I think it was called Glam Slam. And Shaq rented it out. And Shaq had the Wu there. And, you know, Wu and Shaq, remember Shaq Fu, all that. Shaq rocked with the Wu 100%, but they couldn't come through the front door. I think they ended up going to the back. I was working the back door, and Ghost came in, Dirty came in. It was only Ghost and Dirty. And then I'll tell you another funny story. Maybe I should. I don't know. If y'all get the likes up, maybe I'll tell you a story about Shaq. If y'all, let's get the likes up, I'll tell you a funny story about Shaq, but it's not even funny. I just don't want Shaq coming after me. Shaq is a Mason too, so but I ain't scared. Like what Bernie Mac said, I ain't scared of none of you motherfuckers. But it's a funny story. Fuck it, I'll say it because I kind of want y'all to even get over to the members, because I'm gonna start just like letting it go when it comes to like what I've seen in the entertainment industry. So it wasn't that event. I think it was another event, but I think my boy was telling me when Shaq went to a restaurant, or some of his folks went to a restaurant. It was like 8 or 9, and you know, like you sit down at a big long table, right? You sit down at a big long table. You like 8, 9, 10 people. Some prestigious. It wasn't like Duke's, but it wasn't like Noble. It was something. It was a highly. A lot of people came through. I'll just say it like that. Famous people. I think my boy was telling me he was at the table, and the table, it was a girl that was sitting at the end, and Shaq walked by, and Shaq said hi to her. Shaq was really, really chummy with her. Shaq knew her. You know what I mean? And then they had a little conversation or whatever. Shaq said hi to the girl. And then she, oh, this is my friend, woo woo. And then Shaq was saying woo woo. And then the girl next to her was, you know him? And then she's like, yeah. And she said something. And it was like, oh. It went whatever the girl that was dating Shaq said to, and it went around the whole table. And it finally got to the homie. He was at the end. And I was like, wait, what happened? So Shaq was, doing whatever and left. Shaq came in. Shaq left. And it was like music, what do you call it? Telephone. You know that game, Telephone. Went on. I don't even want to say what they said. It's funny as all hell. Let me, Jack, maybe you could guess what they said. You probably heard some stuff about Shaq.
You gotta catch me up. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you. How's everything?
Hanging in there.
All right. No, Makia, no. That it wasn't that. No. I ain't heard nothing about Shaq. None of that. Okay, so what I was telling the people, Jag, was because I'm talking about oaths in the industry, and I mentioned Shaq because Shaq's a Mason. Everybody, if you don't know, now you know. Well, allegedly. Let me just say allegedly. I've seen some pictures, blah, 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 whatever.
So what?
You say what?
You said he's a what?
Mason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that same thing, and I think there's plenty of evidence to prove it is.
Okay, so I did a little quick story time. I told everybody about, and I worked at Princess Club when Shaq rented the club for his birthday back in 98. This is a long time ago, 98, y'all. And I was working security, and I think I saw Shaq that night. But then my main thing was like, oh, here's Ray and it was Ghost and ODB. I had to get them in through the back door. I was just telling everybody about my time working at the club. And then it wasn't at that event, but I said, oh, I do remember later my buddy was telling me a story about Shaq. And it's probably a little bit of oversharing. I don't normally tell these stories. I don't even think I told you this, Jag. So it was about 9-10 people in a place like Duke's or Mr. Child's, one of them places that, a lot of celebrities come to. They were all sitting at one booth. And one girl at the end of the table was very familiar with Shaq. Shaq walked by and said hi to everybody, and the girl was like, "Oh, hey, Shaq," and then she's like, "Hey, Shaq, this is my girl." Whoop, whoop. She started introducing people to the girls across the way, and her, there was a bunch of people at the table. The girl next to her was like, "You know Shaq? Like, you know Shaq?" And the girl was like, yeah. And then she whispered something in the girl's ear, and it went around like the telephone game. And I said, everybody, what do you think? What do you think? There was 5 words. There was 5 words that came around that table. What do you think it was, Jag?
He's got a small winky.
Boom. That was it. So you. Oh, snap.
That was it?
That was
I
it.
guessed right?
You guessed right.
Wow. Wonder how I did that.
I wonder how.
Listen to me. Just because somebody has the ability to make big babies does not mean that what they use to make those babies is just as big.
But nonetheless, I was just letting everybody know that I've been around LA. I've heard things. I've seen things myself. I used to work at like after hours. Not work there. I didn't work there. I would just kick it there. And I've seen people come in, and then nothing crazy. Because it's after hours. It's like 2 p.m. clubs close. 1:30, 1:45. No alcohol being served. But in LA, it was a spot over there off of like Rimpar and Slauson, where we used to kick it, and the homies had. They would have the drinks. They have it. They keep the party going. So people would head into LA and really get it popping. Like Hollywood is Hollywood, but then you would just come a little further down, especially towards the Slauson's Crenshaw area, and you could find a bunch of little after hours. Back day, this is before my time. You could go to a house party and probably find Tupac. Tupac used to just be kicking at house parties at just regular people's houses. But back to what I was saying about music industry.
House parties were the best.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't go to any. I started working at the clubs, and that ruined me. When I was like 18, 19, working at a grown ass club, I learned so much, and that's why I'll even talk about what I've learned, because this is why I'm tying in Jag too, about the date grape drug that I learned then. But it ruined me because I'd go to work, and I'm mainly, I want a big dude. I was tall, but I want a big dude, so they made me have me at the back, or balcony type area, whatever. I'll be in the back, and I think this one woman, I'm not a girl, woman. This was before social media. She had on like a onesie or whatever, a long little dress, body crazy, right? She was so effed up. She went out in the middle of the dance floor and just lifted and just was dancing and like lift up every, and they had to kick her out. They had to kick her out. This was in Westwood.
Naomi Campbell style.
Man, that was funny. But this was in Westwood. She just lifted and just was dancing, and they were like, yep. I was ruined because I saw so much. That was nothing compared to all the other stuff I saw. But anyway, it's like in LA, you see things you don't necessarily say. You normally just okay, I see like when Cat Williams was like, I go to a party and I see Professor Ogilvy over here giving nigga head. Like we're from LA. We normally just don't say nothing. We just be like, oh, I mean, it'll get around. Like I done heard some stuff about LL, but like I said, see, it ain't in my place to say it, but stuff doesn't got around. You know what I'm saying? And that's a tacit part of the oath where you just don't say nothing. You understand what I'm saying when I'm talking about this oath in entertainment industry?
Mm-hmm. Oh, trust me, I understand completely. It doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't matter what you hear. You're not supposed to say anything. And it's really interesting because the way it works is you don't realize that you messed up until you make the mistake of saying something.
Exactly.
And then they show you exactly how fast that works. Now all of a sudden you're not invited to this place. Now all of a sudden you're not getting booked at this place. Now all of a sudden you're not doing this. I mean, technically, if you really want to be like kind of just a little more accurate by it, the second that you sign those contracts, there is an expectation.
Yeah.
There is a guaranteed expectation.
Yeah.
Right or wrong. And it's wild because but you're right. It's not like they sit there and you put your hand over your heart and like you're doing a pledge of allegiance or anything like that. No, it's a lot more cryptic than that. A lot more cryptic.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay silent about pretty much everything, but mainly, definitely the abuse. You stay silent about the abuse.
Oh, definitely.
And then you gotta obey the gatekeepers. That's part of it. You got to be silent, and you got to obey the gatekeepers, and you got to kind of like play along with certain stuff, especially the corruption. So let me give you an example of playing along. You guys, you know who Brian Hooks is, Jag?
Why does that sound familiar?
Let me see if I can pull up Brian Hooks real quick.
That sounds
shout
familiar.
out to Brian Hooks. Shout out to Brian Hooks, one of the realest ninjas that I've met in the entertainment industry. Dude is real as they come. No, hold on, let me pull it up. I'm trying to pull up the image. He kind of looked like Meek Mill. He was in that movie 3 Strikes. They got him looking like Meek Mill on his mother. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, why this thing acting up? You hear me? Sorry, you guys. It's a bit of a delay. Hold on, because I'm over here trying to do two things at once. But Brian Hooks. Let me see if it'll come up. Brian Hooks. Anybody familiar with this right here? Anybody familiar with this brother right here? Brian Hooks. Anybody familiar with this brother here? Brian Hooks.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Cool brother, down to earth. Really cool. This was years ago. I got invited to one of his shoots. I think he was doing some reality show. Now his father is, legacy not hip hop, but entertainment industry, Black Hollywood. And like I said, dude, cool as hell. So I'm at this shoot, and I'm just there supporting as in like an extra. And there was this brother and this gay white dude. And we supposed to be playing this part, like not playing a part, but it was a party. And these dudes started like tonguing it down, kissing each other. Brian told them get your and kicked them out the shoot. That was the first time I've ever seen someone when they seen something like that in Hollywood where they flip like, oh no, hell no. Because usually, anything goes. You're supposed to just play along. You're supposed to let whomever do what they do or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you ain't supposed to say nothing because that, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You get what I'm saying? And he was the first person that I saw on the movie set that's like, no, y'all ain't doing that here. He cussed him out. Get the fuck out of here. That was crazy. But shout out to Brian Hooks. I'm just saying it's a reason why Three Strikes, and then he's done some other stuff, but you don't see certain people prominent in hip hop anymore. I mean, in the music industry or entertainment industry like that, because they don't want to play the game. They don't want to just be. That
probably did it for him. That moment was probably the moment, because like when you said his name like that, I was like, it sounds familiar, and I see his face. You don't see him around like that no more.
No, he's doing things, but not like you figure he would be kind of, wouldn't he be where like Deion Cole is, or because dude, and he's an actor, but he's a comedic actor. But I'm just saying,
he would definitely be where Corey Holcomb is.
There you go, exactly. But he didn't sacrifice his morals. See, so the oath in the entertainment world, the unspoken agreement, you stay silent. You obey your gatekeepers. You play along, and you sacrifice your morals. Because
that's the weird thing, like, because morality is not. It's become so elusive now. I don't think it's a matter of. I don't know. You know what? Let me be quiet and let me just let you cook. And let me put my words together properly before I say anything else.
Go ahead. But interject anytime. Because I'm just laying out. This is like just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what this oath really is. And like I said, the idea that once you accept the benefits of the industry, you're expected to protect the system, even if you see illegal or unethical things. Right? Real spill.
Absolutely.
The examples that I gave y'all before about what I just said about Brian Hooks and stuff like that, and even the situation about Shaq and stuff like that, like you're just not. It's like you kind of you just, and that's little stuff. That's nothing major. That's little stuff. But imagine if you see something that's way crazy. We're talking about the babies and the crazy stuff. You're not supposed to say nothing. That's pretty much the oath right there. That's the oath. So it's also called selling your soul, becoming a part of the machine, and I find that interesting. Becoming a part of the machine. Now that we're looking at what's the word that I'm looking for? The singularity, or we're in that space right now where they're talking about AI music and, you know, AI this and that or whatever. Yeah, joining the machine, but they're talking about joining the machine of the entertainment industry. You know, some people also say, you know, it's called being owned by the label when you're talking about the music industry, or it could be entertainment, you know, being owned by the studio, and agreeing to never speak against them. So again, it's not a real ritual, it's not a real oath. It's a metaphor for compliance, silence, and control. So why do people believe that the oath is real? Because you see
it's been
you
enforced.
see certain stuff. Well, you see certain patterns repeat over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying because it's been enforced.
It's enforced.
Like, see, it be enforced. Like if you don't go along, there's certain things that happen almost right away. First things first, you become ostracized. No one talks to you anymore. No one returns your phone calls anymore. Things happen. Doesn't matter how talented you are, how great you are. Your work is cut off. Which of course does what? Cut off your money. The second that your money is cut off, then the next thing you know, problem after problem after problem. You'll find yourself getting pulled over, getting tickets. Next thing you know, you'll find your license getting suspended for a ticket that you never received. But this is on the books for this. Like it's constant.
Yeah, you get targeted because
you get offered another opportunity. Yes, but they offer you opportunities before you become a completely targeted person. They offer you opportunities, and your opportunity is to come back into the fold and to, you know. But usually there's a humiliation ritual that has to happen first. Some kind of public embarrassment.
When you said humiliation ritual, and when you said about coming back to the fold, I immediately thought of Martin Lawrence and the Ventura Boulevard thing, when he was, you know, reportedly running down Ventura Boulevard, saying they're trying to unalive him, and then all of a sudden, you know, he got taken away, and then I think Dave Chappelle was one that said, hey, I saw him after that, and he said, I got some of the best sleep of my life. But you don't. I mean, what happened? What really happened? We don't know. He was running down Ventura Boulevard talking about something. They trying to unalive me. But yeah, all of a sudden, like you say though, if you play along, you get rewarded. And if you expose wrongdoings, you get blackballed.
Absolutely.
And the situation with Martin Lawrence was like,
even if you don't expose, let's just say you refuse to go along and you stay silent. I mean, because I did that as well. What they do is they allow you to work in certain areas at certain times, but never get you high, never get you far. Keep playing the game, Like it's cat and mouse. You would think that it would be a little bit more sophisticated, but the truth is it's quite juvenile, it's quite childish. Like, and everyone is down for it.
Yeah. It's also like this with certain scandals. You know, the PR money covers up certain scandals. Well, I mean, with PR and money. PR meaning public relations and money. Like, if you look at this situation with Diddy right now, I know we're not going to get too in depth about really what the real purpose is about that doc, but I'll speak on it a little bit, and I'll just say it's part of this whole oath thing where we talk about humiliation rituals and not going up against certain individuals. and who benefits from this project? Actually, the industry benefits from this project. Just like when they had 50 versus Kanye. Remember back in the day when Graduation dropped and Before I Self-Destruct dropped on the same day? It wasn't 50 against Kanye. That was the industry is going to do this and we're going to win. And that's what happened. It was a money grab. It was a smash and grab for the industry. NDAs are also a part of, this whole thing where, why people believe that the oath is real, because NDAs, how many NDAs have been signed out there that you can't do this, you can't say this, you can't, they use
Hundreds
the NDAs
of thousands upon thousands.
And they use the NDAs as weapons.
Probably millions.
Millions.
Like,
millions.
Probably. If you go back throughout the years, yeah. Probably.
Wow.
There are very few people in this industry that have never signed one.
How long
whether or not they admit it or not.
I know, and I don't want to speak on old girl like that, but Tiffany Haddish, I know there was a situation where she didn't sign an NDA allegedly when she was talking earlier reckless. Not, well, I'm gonna say reckless, but she was talking about Beyonce in some setting, and she wasn't supposed to say it that way, and she kind of got like reprimanded for that. And then even Beyonce, NDAs got to be signed when billionaires are in the building or some like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Patricia, I was going to ask, how long do the NDAs last? I don't know. Are they like lifetime?
It all depends. It all depends. A lot of the ones, especially with like the higher ups and stuff like that, they last for as long as the person being protected is alive. Sometimes up until 5 to 10 years after their death. So basically, for the rest of that person's life who agreed you're never allowed to say anything. Others, it's a little bit different. Like, they'll leave it up to your this and leave it up to your that. But even if you choose to say something, they still can come and sue you for the money that was paid.
Yeah.
And you would still be on the hook for it.
Yeah.
So, it's like I don't think people understand. Like, they'll give you money, they'll pay it, and then they'll tell you if you say anything, they're coming back for 5 times what they gave you. So it's like kind of like a PPP loan.
Oh, the a PPP loan is a contract. It's almost about if you ain't do the right thing, there's going to be some retaliation, just like in NDA, and it induces fear. And, of course, there's that power dynamic, because if you say something against whomever or whatever, they can come after you. Yeah, you're basically going to be in control. You're going to be in control,
Yeah.
So
you have to forgive me.
The reality, though. No,
I got a delay going.
No, I know. Don't trip. We're gonna wrap this up in a minute. I just wanted to really just get into the meat of this situation, because I know you got stuff you're doing. Check this out, though. The oath, when you're dealing with the industry. So the oath it equals non-disclosure agreement culture and loyalty tests. Now hear me out. So what actually happens with this whole, oath, because like I said, the oath it equals something. Loyalty tests and NDA culture. And I know you can attest to this. Artists are forced to sign NDAs, labels, they force silence about abuse, about D-rugs, about the SCX, about certain crimes. Executives, they'll test your loyalty through humiliations or through compromises. We the last video I did, shout out to the company man, and he was talking to Razcast, and he was talking about how the execs just basically had him over a barrel. And they pretty much humiliated him. They the ones, if you ask me, are the ones who sent him to jail those couple of times before he was able to get out of that contract. And if you break their loyalty, they'll ruin your career.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And sometimes they'll do it anyway, even if you don't break the loyalty. All depending on what they do or what they need to provoke. Like, I totally almost forgot about everything that happened in Chicago leading up to his death.
That happened where?
Tend to Tupac leading up to his death. Like, tend to forget his the chronological order of the amount of crap that they threw on him leading up to his death.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The second that he didn't want to play along with the Diddler, the second that he didn't want to play along with the way they wanted him to play along, the next thing you know, it was problem after problem after problem after problem. Like,
yep.
I almost forgot that literally, like, he was, in that awful situation that happened in Quad Studios where he was totally bored to come there. And it's wild because that's why, I look at certain things and people ask me certain questions, but it's like, man, the best way to set somebody up is to, have them come to a recording session or get them at their show. Like, it's public knowledge where you're going to be. You know what I mean? There's multiple people that know where you're going to be. So if you got somebody that's feeding your op or your enemy information, like, it's a setup. It's a total setup. So it's, I'm just thinking about that, like, boom. And then he got out of the hospital, and right after that, the next thing you know, all of a sudden he was found guilty of rape, and he had to go to prison.
Yeah.
Like, I think when he passed away, he was still out on bond.
Yeah.
While his case was being appealed, like, he literally passed away on paper.
I look at Tupac's
like,
career.
That's just so nuts. Oh, salute.
I look at
salute.
I look at Pac's
Salute,
career,
Tilly,
and Tilly, appreciate it. Let me put that up. We appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that for sure. I'm not gonna buy no dope with that money. I know you'd be like, don't be saying that. They gonna use that against you.
Funny.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I don't drink Brass Monkey. Like to be funky. Nickname Wolf Feet. Jack, go ahead. What happened? You say people don't what?
I said, people don't understand your humor. They really don't. Because you'll put up something and you swear to God, it's funny as crap. Next thing the people be like, people look at you and they hear the way you speak and they hear your dialect and they hear your, just the way you carry yourself, and they tend to forget that you grew up in the hood. I think your humor catches people by surprise. That's what I think.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, Tilly, and keep. We appreciate it. We do appreciate it. If you appreciate what you're hearing, definitely contribute. Or we're gonna wrap this up soon. Putting the link out there. If anybody wants to tap in, they can. It's right there. It's in the chat. Boom. Maybe I gotta pin it or something. Huh? What do you think? Let me see. Okay, I don't know.
I just think we live in a society that's become I was just actually I might well no I can't do it because I don't have that access. I was gonna say you could go in on one of your other devices and
Mm-hmm.
pin it. You might not be able to pin it from here, but you can pin it from another device. But
Oh
it
yeah, no,
doesn't
you're
matter.
right. You're
Um,
right. It's all good.
no, it's just I'm thinking about how accustomed to lies our society is becoming, just like how comfortable people are with it. I was telling you I had heard about some content creators. I'm not going to bother to say the names, but this one person has been fraudulently pretending to be, you know, a person of God, like, supposed to be like a preacher, running
Mm-hmm.
around on this app, playing, doing 8-hour prayers and all of that. And, about twice a year, this person gets busted for lying something crazy.
Hmm.
And every time they get busted for lying about something crazy, they put on a health scare
Mm-hmm.
to get sympathy and just to get people off of their back. And I guess like this person has become so comfortable with it and so used to it that this year, not only did they have a stroke in StreamYard, not only did they have the wherewithal to pretend that they had a stroke and talk to people like that, trying to convince people that they had a stroke, but they were also
Mm-hmm.
able to convince people flatline from the dead and already fell for it. He had to impersonate the family members to make sure that it was safe to come outside. Like, and this is supposed to be a person of God on his app. And he's been doing this crap for years. And it's just like, when I look at how come, like, when you see it on such a small level, like, because YouTube, in the entertainment realm, this is small. This is small potato. Very, 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 very small potato. But
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
able to maintain this structure of lying. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that there's an oath here. Like, I'm still trying to
Yeah.
figure out what this whole new media thing is about because honestly, it sounds like code. It doesn't sound like it's
Hmm.
actually a real thing. It sounds like a code. Like when they say new media, what it's like saying junior mafia. You know what I mean? Like it's like a gang. This whole
Yeah.
new media thing. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the nature of everything that's going on, and I'm like, if people can see how off the wall all of this stuff is on YouTube, imagine how crazy it is inside the industry, inside the company, inside the studios,
Yeah.
inside the recording houses. Like, this is nothing. Because pretty much everything that they do here, they're just emulating the people that are higher up on the food chain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah. They are.
I can't even begin to imagine. Like, and that's the thing, like right now, like regarding this new documentary series out called Surviving Gates, because all this is surviving Gates. That's it. Call it
Yeah.
Reckoning. You can put his real name on it. This is no different than surviving R. Kelly. It's no different at all.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that surviving R. Kelly came before his trial, and they were able to use the energy that they created around that to make sure that he got good and convicted this time. But this time they got the
Right.
good look in jail, and now they're putting this out. And I'm watching it was so crazy. Joe Budden did a reaction. He was doing a reaction, what another thing that I don't like these so-called new media people when they say that they've watched something, but then they hit all of the details of everything that they watched wrong. Like,
Yeah.
they'll sit there, like, you said you watched it. You said you watched it, but you're literally sitting here, like, getting all the details wrong. Like, it's almost as if they're trying to confuse things on purpose for effect or just, for a click and a view. But I'm
Yeah.
sitting there listening to Joe Budden, and he's sitting there talking about, man, F pubs, and oh my God, I mean, I knew about all of this stuff, but you take it and you look at the way he put it together. Oh my God, this is horrible. He's a monster. My thing is, you was there. You was around for a good share of some of this. Hmm? Yeah, it's like you was around for this stuff. Like I don't like when they sit there and they play dumb. Like oh my God, I can't believe. What do you mean you can't believe? You was sitting right there with him. You knew what was going on. Like, and that's gonna be the funny thing. Like watching the industry, this documentary as a get out of responsibility free card. Like, yes, that was great. Thank you. Um, like it's just like you can't be serious, bro. Like
Yeah.
listening to
Yeah.
the Fallen Comet report talking about I'm listening to what 50 is saying and man, oh man, you know, when 50 sat there in that interview and he said part of the reason why he wanted to make this documentary is because he didn't want the world to think that the industry was okay with all of this terrible behavior. You know, because everyone's been so quiet. Like, really? Oh, so you
Funny.
made this so the world wouldn't look at the industry messed up?
It's funny he would make that comment because
Yeah.
he was one of the first ones to tell us, like, Puffy sent him videos of Cassie, and you remember he said that. Now this reminds me of and shout out to
And he said
Dewan
he
B
called
for
him.
mentioning. Yeah, he said he called him, but he shout out to Dewan B for mentioning that book called Chaos in relation to what's going on with 50 and Puffy. There's a book called Chaos, Charles Manson and the CIA, The Secret History of the 60s. And Dewan B pointed this out. He was saying how Sharon Tate, is that her name? Yeah, Sharon Tate, right? The one who got unalived during that whole Manson thing
So
back in 1969 in LA off of Laurel Canyon.
the young girl, the very young girl who was 8
She
months
was married to Roman Polanski, and Polanski had these tapes, basically freak off tapes of her getting, eggplant down by other dudes, and he would play it at his parties. And we could get a little deeper into that. We could talk about that, but it's funny that 50 would say that about Diddy when culture within the music industry, entertainment industry. It's like he was passing out video, like hey, check this out, look what this. And 50 didn't report it. He put it out there, but he didn't, like, I don't know. It's just weird, but it's weird for him to say that.
He used it for sound bites, because if you thought that all of this was so deplorable, if you thought that all of this was so terrible, then why didn't you, like, the thing that I think everyone is really not paying attention to. What this documentary is actually doing is it's letting the industry off the hook. It's making it all about the diddler, but it's letting the industry off the hook. You know what I mean? This is the nail in the coffin. This is the, oh, look at how terrible he is. Look at how awful he is. But it's so funny because for so many years I've been sitting here saying, hey, this guy is a piece of crap. This guy is the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? And everyone, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's lying. Oh, it can't possibly be that bad. It's not this. It's not that.
Yeah. No, you've been on it. I know you. Yeah, get I know you got to get your stuff together. And what's her name? Stacy. You tried to You tried to come up, but then it said your device wasn't connected. You could, you say you're trying to get this crazy. Yeah, it just says your device wasn't connected. Just try it again. I want to hear what you have to say before we get up out of here. But yeah, Jag, you've always been on it,
It's
and that's
just
why I
wild.
said, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's just wild to me. It's wild to me because now everybody's gonna sit around and be like, "Oh wow, you know, man, I never knew it was that bad. Oh my God! I mean, when you look at it, oh, this is terrible. Oh my God!" Like, stop,
But
stop.
you've been getting a lot of
And see, this is a
messages.
part of that. Oh,
Well, yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. You've been getting a lot of messages of people saying, you know, this is exactly what you've been talking about before. You've been publicly about the real oath and the forced silence and retaliation against anyone who talks, and they came after you. But here's what I was gonna land it at. Powerful people protect each other behind closed doors. If you really want to look at this project, 50 ain't doing nothing but kind of lightweight protect and puff.
understand.
Lightweight.
Where was he's been collecting all of this and gathering all of this and had all of this stuff, and nobody from the trial, nobody from the federal prosecution team had access to any of this. Why not?
Right. Yeah.
Wait until after the trial to release it.
I mean, and it makes sense to do it afterwards, but yeah, like you said, if you had evidence to really put someone away, that's why I said it's a lightweight protection, if you ask me, because it's kind of like, okay, you got a little jab or whatever.
They were saying they were saying that people who had done, interviews and stuff like that and spoken to the media couldn't be included in the trial to testify. But Joy Dickinson Neal, she wasn't in the media. She wasn't doing anything. Why wasn't she included in the trial? Why? Because she hadn't won her case? Because, it's just so funny to me, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all of these images, and I've been studying this because, like, we're going to do some real in-depth commentary. I have an interview that I got to do, and we're going to go over it. And I think I'm going to get back into the Uncensored podcast and, drop how I feel episode for episode.
Nice.
On the Jaguar Wright Uncensored podcast, because for me, what's unbelievable is that people are going to sit here and try to pretend like they didn't know. Like, this is like, because that's the main thing that people have been trying to convince people. Oh, she's lying. Oh, it's not like that. It's not like this. It's not like that. Like, oh, no. It's just this. No, all of you knew. 50 Cent has said on himself on several occasions he knew about what was going on in the backdrop. Yep. And it's just wild because he gets to keep his career and he gets to be exalted and praised or admonished for this, but ain't nobody gonna mess with his money. Ain't nobody gonna cut his water off in the yard. But they have been coming after me and doing everything they possibly can do to make sure that I can't earn a dime. Like, so and that's why I tell people all the time, you gotta look at how they go, because the people that they come after to destroy are the people they want silent.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody coming forward and dropping stuff and saying stuff, and they're not being hurt, they're not being silenced in any way, they're not being broken down in any way, you got to ask yourself why. You have to ask yourself why.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of that oath, There's these people work as a team, you know what I mean? You got an offensive line, you got a defensive line. Like, that would be the best way for me to describe the Illuminati. They're a football team.
It's the same damn game. Offense, defense, two different teams.
No, I'm just saying they're not all on the field at the same time. Like when a football team plays, you don't have everybody out on the field. The whole team is not playing at the same time.
You tap certain people in. Boom. Yeah. Yeah.
You got your field goal kickers, and then they have, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not one coach for a football team. You have a whole coaching staff. Some
Right.
people only coach offense. Some people only coach defense. Like, some people only, coach special teams. Some people are there, but like, you got bloggers, you got reporters, you got
Yeah.
lawyers, you
Yeah.
got litigators,
Yeah.
you got,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You got crisis management, specialists. You got, that's what this is.
Yeah.
We are
No, you're right.
watching the Illuminati team try to play, prepare for the Super Bowl of saving itself.
Like
Why?
I said,
Because
they're
literally going to do this whole thing to Diddy that they did to R. Kelly. And it's just funny to me. Acceptable
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah.
Silver, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, silver.
Gold.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go ahead and Jag. I know you got things to do, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to your breakdown on the episodes in the podcast form. That's dope, and because there's a lot that could just be broken down. I know a lot of people have been saying certain stuff about it, but I know you deep dive. You're gonna really get into it, really go at it. So yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Y'all make sure. Pretty sure y'all are tapped in over there to the Jaguar Wright Effect, and maybe some of the pods will be over there, but they're definitely going to be on iHeart and Spotify and all that good stuff. iHeart
When
Media.
I think about all of those. Mm-hmm.
When you think about what?
When
Go
I
ahead.
think about all of the lies that I've seen told, when I think about all of the lies that I've seen told for those protecting the system, it blows my mind sometimes. Like, when you're looking at somebody and you're watching them lie on someone with a straight face, and they're just like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, I always make the
Wow.
analogy: people that are entertainment industry. It's almost like someone who, well, I'm a late Xer, so I already know I'm not getting no SSI. I ain't even depending on it. If you a millennial, you definitely shouldn't be depending on no SSI. It's not coming. But someone in the industry or someone like this who took the oath, they would look at it like, well, I gotta protect this and I gotta stay there because I want to be able to retire. Basically, I want to be able to get my benefits in the end. But in actuality, you're not gonna get it.
No,
It's the same analogy. So
it's the same thing.
yeah,
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Listen to me. It's just like in the movie The Running Man. Everybody was working for and being controlled by the networks, even the government. And
yep.
People were like, "Oh, I have a great life, and I have this, and I have that," and listening to the story, just so you're never going to see that money. That it's just going to be another hoop to jump through, another this to jump through, another that to jump through, and that's just how it works. Like, it's not real. It's not real. There's always going to be something else. Like, when I think about all of, like, when you listen to Tanner Tower talk, like, I'll never forget. He's like, I just need one more role and I can finally retire. One more role, one more movie. He's been saying that for 15 years. He's been saying that for 15 years. Stealing his patents for his ideas. Like, this whole system is set up to make sure that you can't get away.
Once you're in, you're in.
And
Unless
true
you're willing to,
freedoms,
unless you want to blow it up. Like unless you're just gonna, you know what I'm saying? But once you're in, you're in. I guess that's what it is. But
yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's funny because there's so many people that have been so upset with me throughout the years because of the choice that I made to come forward and to speak to the public. And when I think about it, you know, would it have made my life any better or any easier if I had to stay quiet? Maybe to a
Probably
certain
not.
extent. To a
Well,
certain
you gotta,
extent. But they still would have
you
fucked
gotta.
with me.
No, I'm
Regardless.
saying I was just about to say they want something out of you, and you know they're gonna keep pushing. It's like an abusive employer. You know, that's the analogy. It's an abusive employer gonna, you know, just gonna always push the line, won't try to get that out of you. Yeah.
That last little bit down to that from the rudder to the footer. Just to get all your juice and just drain you dry. And but you know, once again, like if you think about the Matrix and Sophia Stewart, like when she was talking about the fields of the human beings that were being sucked up and they were sitting there in their cases and just draining of their energy, and meanwhile they think they're living great lives. They think they're living no, you're just food for the machine.
Mm-hmm.
You're food for the machine, and that's the way it is. That's what's real.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
That's what's real. That's what we're doing. That's what we're living right now. We're in the Matrix. You know, and there are some of us that are, you know, trying to break out from being plugged in, and we're willing to come back and try to. You can get away. I feel real for a reason. Want to get away?
Yeah.
You know, it's and if y'all remember how that went, those people never stopped being chased.
Mm-hmm.
They never stopped being chased.
Yep.
Every time they would win, the machine would just find a way to rise and keep coming. You know, so we all have to remember that we got to stay sharp, and we got to stay. We gotta. That the machine is always machining.
Right.
It's always machining, and I'm just sitting here looking at this surviving Diddy. Surviving P. Diddy. That's what I'm gonna call it on the low. My God. I just find it funny that all of this is also coming out right before it's time to get ready for Keith's trial.
Yeah, and then even in this project, they're talking about the Tupac connection, and I'm looking at Suge sideways now. Look, y'all, if y'all don't know, you know, I've always, you know, kind of, now I ain't gonna say I roll for Suge, because I don't ride for nobody, but myself, my family, God, you know what I mean? But I was giving Suge the benefit of the doubt. But as I'm looking at this doc, not only is, you know, Puffy implicated for Pac's unalivement, I'm looking at Suge now.
Teams.
I'm looking at Suge now.
He's starting to look like special teams, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's starting to look like he plays for special teams.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Like this documentary could make all of his commentary that he's been doing with Art of Dialogue look a little different.
Oh no, it needs to be re-examined. If you ask me, it needs to be re-examined. At least for me, I'm looking at it. I'm re-examining it. I'm looking at who he had as an attorney. I'm making the connections. Tupac did what he did to them cops in Atlanta, stuff like that. You guys know who Suge's attorneys were and who we were connected to, and you do know that the a lot of inner city cops are trained by the Israeli police. So we'll talk about that on a you know, on a private, on a members. But yeah, I'm looking at Suge easy now. Lee Hop said that you looked up the diagnosis for him, and he has antisocial personality disorder. I'll look that up. I definitely will look it up. I will look it up.
Who?
Puff.
Marion? Oh, well,
Puff.
I mean,
I said Puff.
maybe.
Okay, I guess there's somewhat of a delay.
I know, and I said maybe. Yeah.
But let's go. Let me go ahead and wrap this up.
You yelling at me like we in our 80s.
No, because it's a delay. That's the issue. But yeah, let me go ahead and just wrap this stuff. I guess what I will do.
Myrtle, it's in the cooling shed. Myrtle.
I guess what we're gonna do though is maybe we'll pick this up or talk more about it in depth. If you guys like the conversation, definitely like. I need more likes, y'all, and y'all could share. Definitely hit the like before you get out of here. Maybe we'll talk more about it. And what I'm gonna do though is the story that I said I'll Shaq. I got other stories. I'll make some exclusive West Side stories, and we could talk on the member side. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't a member, it's just a buck. Just go ahead and just become a member, because I'm gonna do a lot more over there. Appreciate it, Classic. Told you I gotta pull up on you. You gotta meet me with the homies, man, over there at Venice Beach, where my boys be. I'm gonna have to pull up.
You gotta stop saying stuff like that out loud. You know you a wanted man.
You act like if anybody come over there with me, you're not gonna pull out the hole punchers. Anyway. Yeah. Please, Stacy, we'll do a live. I'll do a live later, maybe tomorrow or something. We'll see. And this oath, I wanted to get really, really deep, but I'm glad Jag dropped in and kind of helped me flesh this out, because I kind of surface level with it. But yeah, man, I would also, again, y'all, recommend, because again, shout out to Dewan B for saying this on his last live. He talked about that book regarding the Manson unalivements. It's called Chaos: Charles Manson, the CIA, and the History of the 60s. And he was back in the 60s. There was between 67, I think, and 68 or something like that, 66 and 68. There was one unalivement in South Central Los Angeles, but versus on Canyon, there were like 40. It was going down over there because of the Charles Manson unalivement and the whole thing about the helter skelter, all that good stuff. And the book like kind of talks about that and the CIA secret programs, the 1960 counterculture, the D-Rug experimentations, the government's attempt to manipulate a social movement. It's all tied. I kind of want to tie that with what's going on now. It used to be that area, the Laurel Canyon area. Then it moved to what do you say, Sunset. Then they moved it further west to where Calabasas and Agora Hills, and now they have not gone anywhere. They just moved over, and you can get away with a lot more the further west you go. The further west you get out of LA, it's a lot more secluded. It's
more secluded, and a lot of private security.
You're not dealing with no police. You're not dealing with no police. You're dealing with sheriffs. Rest in peace to Matrice Richardson, the lady that when Kamala Harris was the AG of the state, she didn't even do anything when the She-Ravs ended up finding her in some unincorporated area of Malibu, like in that same area, basically, So yeah. Yeah, man.
It's wild. It's just there's so much that totally gets thrown. to the wayside and gets
Mm-hmm.
thrown under the bus and it doesn't get acknowledged. What I
Yep.
will say is every time they come for our channel and every time they come for us, I know we're doing the right thing. It might not be the most profitable thing. It might take us a little while to grow. We don't grow as fast as some people do, or whatever the case may be. We don't get pushed the way some people do, but we know that the people that are here are real.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're grateful for that.
Yep. We appreciate all y'all. And Kat, yep, that's what it is. We appreciate everyone here. And yeah, Auntie Leah, appreciate you. If you having abusive employer issues, you need to let us know where they at. We're gonna beat their ass. For real. That's what we do on this side. Because you know how we do on the west side. You know. All right. I'm gonna get up out of here. And I mean, shoot, that's pretty much it. Give it up for Jaguar, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess that was enough right there. They were just like, I thought it would be like a longer whatever. I gotta incorporate more sounds. But yeah, that's it. That's it, y'all. We up out of here.
What happened?
What you mean we up out of here? I mean, what you mean what happened? I said we up out of here. What are you talking about?
Oh no, I heard. No, listen to me. It's been cutting in and out. I've been having a little drag, a little delay. So sometimes I come in like at the end of what you were saying.
I know, and that's part of the reason why I said let's just wrap it, because this video went long enough anyway. I appreciate everybody who came, and yeah, you know, when you get back on the laptop, I think it'll be best. And I see your messaging, Lori. You may have to email us or whatever. I don't want to, you know, it's a little sensitive topic. We feel for you. We understand how that goes. Just email us and maybe we'll look into it. But definitely, we pray for you. We'll definitely pray for you. All right, we are out of here. Right?
Peace.
See ya.
Wolf gang eating sheep, only plan for kicks. Have your sleep 6 feet tucked in while your family weeps.